All right, so this week I'm going to be making a bunch of recipes from Maria Emmerich's cookbook. This is Keto Restaurant Favorites, and then I'll share with you what I think of them. I found this book actually in my patient's kitchen, and I asked to borrow it because I've been a longtime follower of Maria's, and she's helped so many people fix their health through her recipes. So I'm super excited to try this, and very grateful that my patient let me borrow this book. One of the ones I'm making today is this kitchen cacciatore. Looks delicious. Actually not eating it tonight, making it for tomorrow night because it's a busy work day. So this makes me appreciate this recipe even more because who doesn't love to come home to a dinner that's already made on a weeknight? So can't wait to make more of these recipes this week. I'm gonna make a couple, document everything, share it. So thanks for joining, and I can't wait to share with you all the recipes I make this week. So I decided to make 4 of her recipes. I chose 2 Italian ones, 1 Latin recipe, and finally a Thai recipe. So this first one is the chicken cacciatore, and as I mentioned earlier, I made this one a day before, but really you could eat it that night. It smelled so good. We wanted to eat it that night, but we had other plans. So season up your meat. I used chicken thighs with the skin on to get some of that animal fat in there. Definitely season with salt before. Get a nice little crust and flip it. And I added the onion, some pepper, some mushrooms, and we're gonna saute here for a little bit. She uses capers in this recipe, and I ended up putting them in later again because I was serving this the next night. I think that worked best, adding them right before, because capers do sit in a brine, so they can add kind of a funny flavor if you simmer them. So choose your own adventure here, but I tend to like to add capers towards the end. It's looking really good. Chicken stock, some crushed tomatoes, give that a nice stir, and this can simmer on your stove for half hour, couple hours, whatever you really want. I have some herbs in my garden, so I grabbed some oregano and some basil. This recipe was really good. My family loved it. They already asked for it again, even though I made this like about a week ago. So this will definitely be part of our repertoire. It was really good. You could serve this over riced cauliflower. You could eat as is. If you like to have pasta, by all means have that. But this is Keto Maria, so we're keeping it low carb today. All right, y'all, stay tuned for this next one because it was so good and I will definitely be making it again. So this is her Craig's Keto Pizza, and I believe Craig's her husband. He must have been craving pizza. I don't know the story, but there's got to be a good story there. Anyway, she uses an almond flour, cheese, and egg crust, and sounds a little iffy. There was some butter in there too, but I promise you it works. She recommends chilling it for at least an hour because it is a little bit sticky. And so I followed that, and that was a really good idea. Because after an hour or so in the fridge, it rolled out really nicely between 2 pieces of parchment paper. So highly recommend that tip that she gives in the cookbook. I cook a lot and I'm always trying new recipes, and this is one of my favorites I've had in a really long time. And the best part, I didn't even feel tired afterwards like I usually do with regular pizza. Hello again. All right, we're gonna do enchiladas. These look really good. I used to make Mexican food all the time, but I kind of got away from it, so I'm excited about these. She does a chicken one. I'm going to do one with a little shredded beef, and then I also have some chicken that I'm gonna use. She also makes her own tortillas, which, you know, I haven't done in forever, and I've definitely never made some with almond flour, so that will be new. If I don't love them, which I'm sure they're gonna be great, I have backup organic masa, and this should come together pretty easily if I don't love these, so we'll see. She uses a homemade tomatillo salsa. So if you've never used these before or cooked with them, they can be a little bit intimidating. They come with this husk, they have like the stickiness, all normal things. I will show you how to make this salsa, sauce, enchilada sauce. I have worked with tomatillos before, so I've made them fresh, I've roasted them, I've boiled them. There's a bunch of different ways you can use them. So we'll just follow her recipe and see how it turns out. I'm excited. All right, stay tuned. All right, so most grocery stores are gonna have tomatillos, but sometimes they don't, and if they don't, maybe don't make this recipe. So we're gonna start with taking off the husk, and it's gonna be sticky in there. Don't be alarmed, this is normal. Just wash it off and it's ready to go. So the almond flour tortillas were a bust. The dough was super sticky and it was kind of a disaster. So Maria, if you're watching, please send help. I don't know what I did wrong. I followed the recipe, but I don't know. I'm sure I did something wrong. So, or if you've made tortillas with almond flour before and it was successful, please tell me how you did it. But anyway, I had this backup organic masa and I was happy to use it. It's not keto, but you know, non-GMO, so no glyphosate. So it tasted really good. I don't have a tortilla press yet. I really want one, but honestly, this little pan worked just fine. So maybe it's not worth getting one. These toasted up really quickly in a saute pan, and they were so good. It's been like almost 15, maybe even 20 years since I've made homemade tortillas, and I forgot how good they are, and it was really easy. So I don't know. If you haven't tried these before, maybe give them a shot. The other option is if you don't want to go homemade, I really like the Siete almond flour tortillas. Those would work really well here, and Costco sells them for a decent price. Other grocery stores are pretty pricey, so I would avoid those ones. Everybody loves guacamole, and a simple recipe is always best. When I was 17, I went to Mexico, and my friend's dad is from Mexico, and we learned how to make like the most simple guac from his family, and I'll just like never go back to, complicated guac. So a little bit of white onion, a little bit of lime juice, salt. Everyone loves it. It's just so good. And like I said, simple is just sometimes best. Okay, using some chicken and shredded beef here. Shredded beef is from Independence Arc Farms. They are totally not affiliated with me, but I love to buy my beef from them, and they're a great family and just really good people. So layering up here, I'm just not an enchilada person anymore. So this recipe was so for me. It was awesome on flavor, so that is good. I would use the sauce maybe just over chicken or beef next time and sort of layer it with the tortillas, but everybody is different. It looked great. My boyfriend absolutely loved it, so he says make it. I say, if you like enchiladas, go ahead and make it. Otherwise, just make the sauce and use it for something else. Oh, but gosh, it was really hearty, and I can see how this would be really good on like a cold night. Anyway, I'm definitely going to buy this cookbook. It was just so good and all the recipes look so good. Next up would be this green curry that I made my niece. Highly recommend. Keto pizza was my favorite. Cacciatore was amazing. And then next up are these chicken nuggets. Thanks so much for watching. See you again.